Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Conversations with Freedom. This is the show which is designed to inspire, to educate, and also to entertain. On this show, I host different people from all walks of life to share their experiences and their journeys. Today, I have a very, very, very special guest. Like I've known her for years, and I'm so proud of everything she has accomplished. Um, Her name is Sibabalwe Quma. So Siba, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Freedom.
Thank you. What does Sibabalwe mean?
Sibabalwe is a Xhosa word which means we are blessed.
Oh.
So you guys are blessed to have me, my presence on this earth.
You're from Eastern Cape, right?
Yes, I'm from the Eastern Cape.
Okay, Eastern Cape. So what does a girl from Eastern Cape doing in China?
So I moved to China, I think in 2018, at the beginning of 2018.
Okay.
Because I was tired of the same thing, after graduation, I moved to Cape Town and I started working for about 2 years, but I just felt like it's going to be the same thing. And I couldn't imagine that for the rest of my life. So I decided maybe I need to go outside, experience something different, come back and change my life, because I couldn't imagine myself waking up every day, taking the train, going to work, just coming back, living a normal life. When I was in Cape Town, it was nothing glamorous. It was just a normal, struggling South African life, where you're trying to make your life better every day. And when I looked at the company I was working for, I was like, I don't even see anywhere that I can grow. And it's really hard to get a job in South Africa. So it just seemed impossible. Yeah. And at that time, I was working with a lot of people from the company, had a lot of people from all over the world. And they would come and they would talk about their countries and their experiences. Yeah. And I had nothing to say because I'd never left South Africa. So I'd always just listen and just think, wow. And then I was like, okay, I really need to go experience it so that I can also have my own inputs.
Yeah. Okay.
But I actually didn't know how I was going to do it because I was,
Okay, wait. Before you take us on everything, I want you to take us back. Like, do you have any childhood memories that you would like to share with us? How you grew up and everything?
So the way I grew up, first of all, I'm an only child, so just me. Okay. And I grew up with my mom. Yeah. So I don't know, my childhood was a little bit lonely. Other people might describe it like that. Yeah. But it was good because I grew up just me and my mom. So she became one of my earliest friends. And even now we have like a close bond. But also I regarded some of my cousins as sisters. And there's always one of the memories that I have is I had no blood siblings, but I would call my cousins my sisters, and they were my sisters, and they still are my sisters.
Yeah.
So growing up, first I was always unhappy because I wanted more siblings, but it just never happened. So I remember I only started being happy when I got to the point when I was like, there's no one, I want to do things, I can't just wait. So I just started doing things that I wanted to do by myself. I want to do this, I would do this and not wait for anyone. So I really think growing up alone really helped me in that, because even now, if I want to do something, I won't wait or not do it because other people don't want to do it. But if I want to, there's no one else, I just do it.
Wow, that's great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's the journey been like in China, and how's everything? Like now you can take us back to
China is tough. So so how did I get to China? First of all, one day I was just on my Instagram, and this girl I went to school with, she posted in China, And I just commented, I was like, wow, take me there too. And then she said, if you're serious, I can help you get here. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm serious. And she said, okay, send me your CV. And then I was like, I'm actually going to do it. I sent her my CV. And then she said, oh, my boss will contact you tomorrow. And like, I
Wow.
didn't take it seriously until I got an email from a Chinese person saying, you have a time for an interview. I was like, okay, let's do it tomorrow. I did the interview and they sent me an offer a few hours later. And now I have to get ready to go to China. So it just happened so unexpectedly
Yeah.
because, yes, I was joking when I said I want to go there, but I also meant it. But
Yeah.
I didn't want to like, because she asked, are you serious? So I wanted to go on because I said I was serious. And that is how the journey began. But it was difficult at first because I got a job in China now and I had to raise money to go to China. And that was the hard part because I was just working to make enough money to live. And now I
Yeah.
need to raise for flight tickets.
When was
And
this?
when I asked
When
this
was
friend
this?
of mine,
20. It was in 20. It was in 20.
2017, the year
Okay.
before, yeah,
Okay.
2017,
Okay.
maybe around August. So then I asked this girl, okay, so how much is a flight ticket to China? All these things. And how much will I need to survive there before I get my first paycheck?
Yeah.
And the amount she called, I think she was like, you need at least maybe 3,500 when you arrive. The flight ticket will be 8,000. You need to do this and this. I have to do so many documents. And I was just like, this is going to be impossible. So what I decided to do was I got a second job at
Okay.
that time in Cape Town. So when I finished at my normal job, I would go work from 5 to 8 at this other startup. And I
Wow.
worked for them until before I left for China. And yeah, so the salary I got there, just put it together and I was going to use it for my travels to China. And that's how, so my goal was by the end of the year, I would make enough money, prepare, and then go home for Christmas and then leave beginning of the year to China. And that's
Okay.
what I did. That's what happened.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how often do you come back to SA?
So yeah, before COVID, I used to come back every year
Yeah.
for Christmas usually because I said I'm the only child. So it means a lot. You know, December's like family time and I'm the
Yeah.
only child. So my mom,
Mm.
she really appreciates that.
Yeah.
But now I haven't been home in 2 years. So it's very
Oh,
difficult.
what,
Yeah,
what,
I
what,
know. It's
what,
crazy.
what do you do when you miss home so much? What do you do?
Mm, I don't know. I don't have something that I will do,
Yeah.
but I will do some things more that I'll realize, okay, I'm missing home now.
Like
Like I
what?
will talk to, maybe if I talk to my mom and I'll say,
Okay.
oh, I feel like having this and this. And she'll be like, oh, Danam, you miss home.
Hey.
You know? And then like now I listen to a lot of I listen to South African music and I'll send and be like, oh, I heard this song. Do you know it? And she'll be like, yo, it's like you live in South Africa. This is new. So I keep up a lot with what happens in South Africa just to feel a part of it.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So where does the love of fashion come? Like, were you born with it? Like, when did like this?
I think so. I think I was born with it because I don't, but it only came out later because growing up, I remember my mom used to be so, because my mom is a fashionista, she likes fashion, but she was always concerned that I would never take that part of her. So she
Wow.
always says, like, I'm so surprised. I thought you would, because when I grew up, I played a lot of sport. I didn't really care much about those things. So she was
Yeah.
surprised now that I'm older and it's coming out. So I think it's been there, but in a different form. Like when I was younger, I liked art and drawing and all of that. Now that I'm older, I take that into fashion and other forms of art.
Okay. Okay. What kind of advice would you want to give to someone who wanna work abroad? Like that little girl in
Mm.
like that little girl in South Africa in rural areas who have like these wild dreams, who wanna go out there and
Yeah. I think if you have the dream now, just find someone who's already there,
yeah.
someone who's already doing that, and reach out to them. I think that's the mistake that I made, because I always wanted to be abroad, but I never had any people that I knew abroad who I could reach out to. Because I think if I had people that I reached out to earlier, I would have structured my life better. But now, as I said, like, there are a lot of jobs overseas. People, like, when I finally reached out at that point, I told you, the girl was like, "Are you serious?" Okay. She told her boss, the boss called me the next day. So the opportunities are there. You just need to contact people, talk to people, and push yourself out there. And the worst that could happen is you send someone a message on Instagram, they don't reply. That's the worst that can happen. So there's no harm in trying. Just
Very
try,
true.
ask questions, and then people will give you information that you might need. And yeah, your dreams are valid. And sometimes there might be something you might need to do, but you might not be sure. So the earlier, the better. So like I would tell you, okay, make sure, okay, go to university, finish your bachelor's degree, because if you don't have that, it's really hard to find a job abroad. So things like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's great. You also love to travel. What do you like most about traveling? I think
Yes.
I've asked you this question before, but I would like you to share with my audience.
Yeah. So I love traveling. Since I was young, I used to my mom's memory of my childhood is that I would always say like, "Oh, can we go to Paris tomorrow?" And then she'd be like, "What is wrong with this child? What is wrong with this child?" I kind of, there's no way we're going to Paris. So she would always think, "Oh, she's such a dreamer." But now I guess it makes sense to her. So when I came to, remember I told you when I left, I was tired of hearing about people's experiences traveling. So I wanted to make my own.
Yeah.
So when I came to China, I think the first couple of months I traveled the most because I really wanted to see life and experience life, different people, different walks of life and everything. Because when I was in South Africa, I had friends from different parts of mostly the African continent, but I always wanted to know about where they're from and their stories. When I came here, I started putting myself out there and traveling. But you know how people are. If I say to you, let's go to this place, people will say, oh yeah, I want to go. But then they don't want to actually plan and actually go. So they might just delay. Exactly. Delay. So I was just like, I'm going by myself. And that's how I just started traveling. Which is very scary, could be dangerous traveling by yourself, but yeah, you just have to be brave. So my best moments is just getting to know the culture of the place. So meet the people, they talk to the people.
Guys, she's so amazing. She also like she's a YouTuber, so go check her out on YouTube. Like you will see everything, like traveling, everything that you need to know about there. So what's your vision for Africa?
My vision for Africa. So actually, I want to work on developing Africa.
Yeah.
But I don't really like doing things that I'm not sure of first. Okay. Like I told you before, I wanted to do a YouTube channel, but I need to have a clear goal. So I don't know, maybe I'm a perfectionist and overthinker, but I really like to perfect the idea first. So yeah, when I was studying, I wanted to do African development and all of those things, which is why I always travel, because there are a lot of things that you see around the world which could work better in Africa. So I do hope to go back one time soon and travel Africa, find ways that we can develop Africa together and not rely on Western countries.
Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. And you're also passionate about like giving back, right?
Yes.
Why?
So yeah, I think that's how we met.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we
Hmm.
met. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
do you have any initiative that you want to
Yes.
start in the future or
Yeah. So before I left for China, actually, I had this initiative called Give the Girls a Voice, right?
okay?
Which I really enjoy, which aimed at giving girls a voice, working at like mostly disadvantaged communities, making the girls feel like their voice matters, and helping them develop skills to make them participate with other people as well. So that was really interesting and really good. But at that time, I think it was such a big project, and I was younger than I am now.
Yeah.
So I felt like I needed to learn more in order to serve my project more.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people, the girls that I met, they had gone through so much trauma in their lives in terms of maybe abuse and all of these things that I, at that time, felt like I couldn't support them in my capacity. So, talking to a social worker at a home of safety at that point in time, she suggested like it's good to, this is a great initiative, but
Yeah.
maybe while you do it, you might want to study, take a course, but equip yourself to deal with it better. So I, I, yeah, I took a pause on that initiative, brought different ideas that I think can work. I started studying to develop myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I go back to South Africa, I will continue the initiative, definitely.
That's great. What kind of impact do you want to have in this world?
In the world, even, not
Yes.
just in South Africa. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I would like to have an impact that um that I wish to touch lives of people who mostly look down on themselves and think that their voice or whatever they have to say doesn't matter. So
Mhm.
I would like them to develop and be more brave and be confident to express themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm more interested in that, I guess, because it relates to my personal experience. I think because growing up, I really never used to speak at all. Um,
Okay.
so, and I discovered my voice when I joined some program. There's a program in South Africa at the time called the President's Award that I joined.
Yeah.
And through that program, it's a youth empowerment program. I learned how to use my voice and speak and give back and all of those things. So it really helped me. And I always think about how programs like that can help people become better, because if I didn't have that before, I don't think I would be where I am now.
Wow. Okay. What do you have any books recommendation books that have helped you along the way that you would like to share?
Yes, actually,
Okay.
I read a lot of spiritual self-help books, right?
Yeah.
And at the moment, or rather, I'm upset. I like or appreciate Sarah Jakes Roberts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of her.
I
But
did.
yeah, I relate to her a lot. Yeah, I relate to her a lot because she's very authentic, and I really like people who are authentic and show their true selves. I read her book, Don't Settle for Safe, and
Yeah.
that really pushes me. Just like, don't settle for what is safe and what is comfortable, and that's literally my life story and my life journey. So that book really helped me push boundaries and not want to be safe and just keep getting better.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. I think we've touched on so many things.
Yeah.
Like, how is it like teaching kids in China? Because you've like we you haven't like shared the experience of teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teaching kids in China is actually very interesting. I think more than learning a lot of things about teaching kids, I've learned more about parenting.
Okay.
Like when I look at the way people parent in China and in South Africa, it's very different. Like here,
Yeah.
parents are very involved in their child's education, very involved in their education and the development, and the teachers are also more involved. So kids tend to do better. So I
Yeah.
always say, if I ever have a child, like I would like to, include a lot of things that I've seen here, where parents are involved in the development of their child,
Yeah.
which is very important. I think kids are more supported here. Whereas when I was growing up, maybe things have changed, but going to school was my own project. I had to figure things out and I had to pass, but I wouldn't go home and be helped or whatever. It was just up to you.
Yeah. 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 What's your take in what's happening in South Africa? Like the femicide, the gender-based violence, what's your take and what do you think should be done? And how it is like watching this from far. How is it like?
It's really terrible. Like the gender-based violence is something that we've struggled with for a long time in South Africa. I can say that as a woman, like growing up as a woman, we were taught to defend ourselves and to protect ourselves from males. I can remember being as from young age of my grandma, my mom would always say, okay, if you see a man, don't go there, be careful of this and that. So it has been something that we've grown up living with, which is not, they're obviously not great, and it's gotten worse and even more gruesome, where they just cutting up women. So it's really terrible to watch from a distance, and it's gonna take a lot, but I think it has to do, we need to educate the society more, because just dealing with the crimes is not really gonna help much. We need to change the mindset of
Very true.
of people
That's
in
true.
society.
That's true.
And honestly, I think it should be done more by people of your gender, males, because women are always at the forefront because we're protecting ourselves, but men are rather too quiet about it. So I really think they need to. And in a lot of places in the community where men gather, not just on social media, but a lot of places, maybe because I've seen there's organizations of traditional healers, like different organizations like that, where they can educate them and influence that part as well, because I've also heard a lot of stories where women go into their parts and they get raped and abused by these healers as well. In the church, we need to educate that too, because it happens in the church as well. So apart from just talking on social media, we need to find the men that these other men look up to and allow that to go down from those parts as well.
Wow, that's great, and that's very true. And we really need to take a stand, like right now. We don't need we really need to do it now. The time is now, like the right time is now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And actually on that, which is something that I've learned in China, is that because China is a different state where I think because the population is so big, the government controls a lot of things. So like here where the government would say, stop this, if you do it, we'll kill you tomorrow, everyone will stop, But in South Africa, we have so much freedom. And even if they say no, people will probably protest, stop looting or whatever they want, they will get. So it's very difficult to expect the government to change everything, because the people have more power than actually the government itself to a certain extent. So we need to use the power, find where our power lies.
That's great. Wow.
You're making me think, Freedom.
No, you're doing what you're saying is very true. What would you like to share with us that I didn't ask?
A lot. Well, okay. So I will share with you people that recently, when I was about to do the interview, Freedom asked, what should he introduce me as? And it's like, it doesn't matter. An ordinary person. And then we had this thing where you're like, you are not ordinary at all.
Yeah, very true.
But
yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's not, I was thinking about it. I'm like, it's not that, I don't know, when in life you just always want to develop and become better, and you don't really take time to stop and see what you've achieved until this point and how well you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's very important, because I always say it's important to be kind to yourself, but also just appreciate what you've done and, see the greatness or your achievements is also very important. So that was a very interesting moment that we had, because I thought about it and I was like, yeah, actually, there's a lot that I've done, and it's like what people say. It's like you always pray for something, but you never see it. It's actually there.
Yeah. I'm so very proud of you, my sister. I'm so. I always tell you this, but I'm so proud of you, of the work that you're doing and everything that you have, the vision, and I actually am lost of words to describe how I feel about you, because you're so amazing, you're so positive, and that's what I like most about you. I love being surrounded by positive people. So I'm so proud of everything that you've accomplished, and like keep being you, keep doing like what you think is best, and all the best in the future.
Thank you.
Like I really want us to connect every now and then. So this is not the last time that I'm gonna have you on this show. I'm probably gonna have you on like early next year, and like I really love connecting with you.
So I have a question for you. What made you start the show? Or rather, first of all, how long have you wanted to start the show before you actually start the show? Because a lot of times you find that maybe you wanted to start it for years, and you find you just got, the confidence or the bravery recently. What is the story behind the show?
That's a very good question. Last year when we were in lockdown, I came with this idea of, I love connecting with people. So while we were on lockdown, I came with this idea, because we used to, on our organization, we used to do like events where we host different people from all walks of life to come and share their journeys and get like people together so they can like get to ask the people the question. And I was like, since we on lockdown and then I can't do this, how about we do this online? And then I remember I wrote a post on my Facebook, and then I was like, how about we do a Zoom meeting where we exchange ideas? And then a lot of people were very interested. I remember Nicole, I'm hosting Nicole this coming Sunday. Like, she's from Philippines, and she was like, hello, Freedom. I'm Nicole from Philippines. I'm very interested in the idea. And then I was like, oh, wow. So a lot of people really do want to connect. And then I was like, okay, I think I should just do my research and know how I'm gonna go about it. And then you're also one of the very first people who I've talked to. And then you were like very interested. You was like, no, Freedom, come on, let's do it. And then I was like, wow. And then I was like, I think we can do this. And then like early this year, I was like, when I have something in my mind, like I really, to get it out, I need to do it. So that's how I came with the idea of the show. So the idea started the idea started late last year, and then I've implemented it like the early this year on January. Yeah.
And how did you develop yourself? Because I said the other day, I watched your interview from 3 years back, and you were so shy in the interview. It was a radio interview, but I swear we were seeing you.
And I'm still am. I sometimes like ask myself.
No, but you're much better than before.
Yeah.
I was looking. I'm like, he can't. He couldn't even look straight. You're looking like that. So there's definitely a lot of development.
Yeah.
What happened?
Man, I got a lot of mentorship. I've got a lot of people who believed in me, and then I was like, oh, since I've learned from a lot of people, and I've got a lot of mentorship since then. Because I think it was 2017, 2016, 2017, while we were still busy, like launching the organization and getting everything together. So I wasn't sure about what I was doing. I'm still like trying to, yeah, so that's, yeah.
Yeah, but you've done so well. So just from my side, it's good to see growth.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's my friend, so don't take us seriously. she's just being silly, but
I'm sure
that's
you guys can agree too. It's just to applaud what is good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Where can people get hold of you?
They can get hold of me through my Instagram. That's where I'm most active,
Yeah.
which is Miss_Quma, Quma.
Yeah.
Or on my YouTube channel, which is Sibabalwe Siba, where I will post more content about my thoughts and life in China. So stay tuned.
Yeah, please go subscribe to her channel. She's so amazing. Like, Siba, thank you so much for your time, and I really hope to have you again on this show soon.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Great.